Hello, good morning, everybody. This is NDTV Sports going live just before the toss for the ultimate grand finale clash between India and Australia. Here with us is Mr. Sahil Bakshi, the member of the sports team. So, just before the toss, I would like to ask you how important is going to be the toss in today's game?
See, I think toss is going to be to play a big factor because the last few days we've seen the temperatures have dropped in Ahmedabad and dew is certainly going to play a role. Rohit Sharma also mentioned in his press conference that dew is going to be a factor. Again, we do not know if dew actually exists, if dew actually plays a role when the match happens or not. But a couple of days before, when India were training in Ahmedabad, dew was a big factor. So I think team winning the toss, according to me, should be looking to field first.
Okay. Do you think that the ground at the Narendra Modi Stadium will be a high scoring pitch?
I think because, as Rohit mentioned, the surface is a slow one. It isn't exactly how the some of the other pitches in the World Cup have been. A score between 250 and 300 should be enough to win the match for the team batting first. But again, we'll have to see exactly how the pitch behaves. I think the first few overs will tell us what to expect from this pitch.
If asked to bat first, then who do you think will be playing a crucial role for Team India?
I think again, if India are batting first, Rohit with what he's done in this World Cup, setting the momentum for the Indian team with his aggressive approach in the power plays, that's going to be key once again. If Australia get Rohit out early, that would be, I think it would be interesting to see how India recover from such a situation because it has not happened on many occasions this World Cup.
Talking about Ahmedabad, so we have to talk about Shubman Gill, who is known as Prince of
Absolutely,
Ahmedabad.
absolutely. I think IPL has made the Narendra Modi Stadium as Shubman Gill's home ground. I think Gill once again he hasn't quite hit a big knock in this World Cup, but I think this could be the occasion for him to deliver.
Talking about the the last time India played a final, that was Asia Cup, where they dismantled Sri Lanka's batting order.
Right.
Do you like to say something about that? How crucial will be Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, Bumrah in today's game?
As you said, it is the home ground for Shubman Gill. It is also the home ground for Mohammad Shami because of IPL.
Gujarat
Both
Titans, yeah.
play for the same team. So Shami, as we've seen, he's probably been the best bowler for India in this World Cup. Probably the best bowler across the World Cup, across the teams in this World Cup, and it would be key. I think Shami, with his pace, with his test bowling-like ability, I think he would be the key for India to deliver on this pitch. And I think this could be the occasion for him to seal the deal for India.
So talking about so how important do you think will be Pat Cummins for Australia today?
I think more than Pat Cummins, I feel Josh Hazelwood because of what I've seen from him in the past few games, especially against South Africa in the semi-final. Hazelwood would be for me the most dangerous bowler from Australia's perspective. Indian opening duo of Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma. I think how they deal with Hazelwood would be very important.
And not just Hazelwood, I will also talk about Adam Zampa, who is very
Yeah.
close to Mohammad Shami,
Top wicket
yeah,
takers list.
top
Yeah.
wicket takers list, and he will be playing a crucial role. And if we talk about the spinners, who do you think will be playing a crucial role for India now?
I think on this surface, Ravindra Jadeja is the player I am fancying the most with his left arm spin against Australians. I think Glenn Maxwell removing him would be key, and I think Ravindra Jadeja is the guy who can do this job for India.
We have to mention Maxwell because of the riot he created against Afghanistan, the double
Exactly,
turn he
yeah.
brought up, and I think he too he will be a crucial role for in today's game. What do you like to say about him?
I think I'm just hoping he doesn't get cramps today because of what he did in that game. If he
Yes,
gets cramped again, God knows what he can do. But yeah, Glenn Maxwell is a big player who can who can win a match single-handedly for his team. We have already seen that against Afghanistan. Of course, Indian team is much better in comparison to Afghanistan, both from abilities perspective and what they've done this in this tournament. But keeping Glenn Maxwell silent, and again, I think spinners would play a key role in keeping Glenn Maxwell silent. I hope they are able to execute that job today, and we don't get to see a Maxwell mayhem.
Yes, Glenn Maxwell has been delivering since 2014. The way he started for Punjab Kings and then he moved to RCB, it has been a great part of his career.
Right.
So, like, would you like to say something about Virat Kohli? In the last match, he broke the record of Sachin Tendulkar.
Right. I think the world has been saying a lot about Virat Kohli after considering what he has gone on to do in his career, breaking the great Sachin Tendulkar's record, and then that tribute. I think that speaks volumes for the kind of person he is, the professional he is, and I am keeping my fingers crossed for a 51st ODI ton in the final. He has already broken the record. Now it's up to him as to how far he can take this legacy of his.
Yes, absolutely. So, all hopes for India's win today. And
I think, and considering the toss, we would be having toss in about an hour's time, I guess. Yeah. So I think going back to
okay, so
toss.
joining us will be now Samrat. So,
Hi guys.
what are your views regarding the toss in today's game?
There are reports that this is going to be a slow wicket, so I think this toss is going to be very important because if it's a slow wicket, the second half it's going to be very difficult for the spinners to like, for the second batting team who's coming playing second, batting second to score runs out of it. So I think winning the toss and batting first is the template to go ahead with the final. Plus, it's a final, so runs on the board will create scoreboard pressure.
Yes, in a general scenario, I think that would be right. But there is a counter argument as well that this venue is expected to have a lot of dew in the second innings, which would make batting a little bit easier. So it's going to be very tricky as to for the captain winning the toss, what to choose, whether to bat first or to bowl first. I think it's the final look at the pitch just before the toss would give us a better perspective about how the pitch is going to play and maybe the weather conditions.
Do you think there is going to be more controversy around the pitch for this game also,
I think
or was that blown up a bit?
even in the semi-final against New Zealand, it wasn't the New Zealand team that
You are-
objected or said anything about the pitch. It was just that ICC independent curators verdict that something was about the late pitch change. Australia again, they've had a look at the pitch. They have not said anything wrong about it. In fact, Pat Cummins has already said that he is expecting the pitch to hold up and be a good batting surface. So I don't think there's going to be any controversy anymore.
What do you think will be the for matlab, what do you if India bats first? What do you think should be the score they should be aiming for?
For India, I think the aim has always been 300 plus. I think it was against Australia that they didn't manage to touch that target in this World Cup before. And if it actually is a slow surface, somewhere between 250 and 300, I think should be a good total. Maybe a 280, 290 should be good enough to win the game if the bowling team also does its job.
So, do you think a 300 plus score will be defended by India?
Absolutely should be, no doubt about it, considering how well the Indian bowling lineup
And
has been.
what if India is chasing? So, what do you think India will? What target will be India comfortable with while they're chasing?
I think chasing is.
Don't you
tricky
think it's a bit
because-
tricky?
Yes, because it's a final.
It's a
chasing,
world-
you
scoreboard
don't want to
pressure.
chase
Exactly.
in a final, and getting to, I think, somewhere around 250 should still be gettable. Tushar, what do you want to say?
Look, according to me, the target of like if India scores 300, then I think it will be a defendable total. Talking about the form of Mohammad Shami, Bumrah, and Siraj, and even the spin magic of Kuldeep and Jadeja.
Yeah.
So I think that should be a defendable total.
What about chasing?
Chasing, I guess the target, like the average target, according to me, that India will be comfortable in chasing will be like 300.
You think 300?
300 can be
in the
chased
final,
by India.
can chase?
Yes, I have full faith in Kohli.
I think that is a bold call.
So,
but
we
yeah.
are gonna get over the 2003 heart take,
Yes, absolutely,
300 plus chase.
definitely.
Okay.
Like I would like to ask you about the fans' pressure. Like we have seen, like the visuals coming, the ocean of blue traveling to Motera. Like how is going to affect the mindset of the players today?
I think for India, that's going to be a boost because every single run, every single boundary, every single wicket would be cheered by those 1.3 30 lakh people in the stadium. For Australia, I think it would be interesting to see how they cope up with that pressure because they would be jeered, they would be booed. There is going to be a lot of mayhem in this at this venue. How Australia cope with it, that would be interesting.
But don't you think that would be an extra pressure for Team India? Like they have to deliver in such a
I think
circumstances.
most of these players are used to handling crowd pressure. They've already played in a jam-packed IPL final. A lot of Indian players played in that final. So I think for India, it is not going to be a big problem. For Australia, I am expecting that they would have to not just face the Indian batting and bowling unit, but also Indian fans at this venue.
I think Rohit Sharma as a captain will be the most pressured person today in the entire world, because as Saurav Ganguly once said, like the captain of being the Indian cricket team is the second most pressured job after being the prime minister of the country. So I think if Rohit Sharma does not manage to win this World Cup, it's gonna put a bit of question mark on his legacy as an Indian.
No, I don't think-
But if he manages to win it, he's gonna be propped up on the echelons of like Dhoni.
Yes,
and all.
I think it's like the level of the greats like Dhoni
Huh.
and Kapil Dev.
Kapil Dev and all.
I think a couple of days ago, Gautam Gambhir mentioned that whatever happens in the final, this Indian team is a champion team, and that is how this team should be
Was-
seen, no matter what
was
happens in the final.
The
Because
fabulous campaign they had in the entire league stage.
Yeah, that's
Like, it
true.
was-
But I don't think that's how the public reacts to things.
I hope first of all India goes on to win the World Cup, and I don't think we should be putting any more pressure on them. They're already under a lot of pressure, so I hope they are able to do the job today.
So this is it for this broadcast. Thank you for joining us.
And we are just few moments away from the toss, and let's hope India wins the toss. And
Please let us know in the comment section who do you think will win and who will be the best player of the match.